That's for this London session rate. That's from 2 a.m. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York time. It's London session, but the price action, that is price action works with New York time. So everything is under New York time. Even your chart, you set it there. You see time zone, New York time. Are you seeing my screen? Are you there? Hello. So everything works with New York time. But this London session, if you watch below my screen, you will see this is 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. under London session. You can see every macro begins in a fair value gap. Within that time of the day, you look for an inefficiency for a possible price delivery. Then you look for a buy side liquidity resting above. This is a 4-hour buy side liquidity I outlined. Is 4 hour over there, the high there. Hope you can see that. That's the 4-hour buy side liquidity. We have an inefficiency resting above here. That is CB. There is CB high and CB low. Between that other block, this other block, last close candle, the low of that bullish candle there, other block, the low of that week,
The last close, the last close candle of the bluish,
bullish. This is a bullish candle. This is a bearish candle. Make it
right? The last close candle of the bluish,
yeah, bullish. That's yeah,
bullish. Yeah.
yeah. The blue candle there. That's how I set my own candlestick. The blue line is the blue candle is bullish, while the black one is bearish. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, the last close candle there, you see it as other block. At that opening of the candle, not the wick, at the
Yes.
body,
Yes.
yeah, that's your other block. And annotate it like that. That's your other block. Then we have the low of the wick and the high of this bearish candle. You can see the gap there, the void. That's an inefficiency. Here is comes the CB. That is set side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Here becomes the high of the CB, while over here becomes the low of the CB. You have to annotate all this in your own chart for future price delivery. Then, so you can be able to anticipate price action when it delivers inside there. So to get the 50% of this inefficiency, use your Fibonacci. Hope you can anchor your Fibonacci now by now, right? So you anchor from the low to the high, the 50% level, which is the blue line. Is the blue line there. That's the 50% level. We have 25% level, that 5% level. All these levels, they are very, very important. You can annotate them all. So you take your time to annotate them. The blue line is the 50%. That's the consequent encroachment. That's the short form. The red line there is that 5% level. That's at 5% Fibonacci level. Then the black is a 25% level. At 25% Fibonacci quadrant level. And you can remove your Fibonacci since you have gotten the levels annotated on your own chart. You can decide to change the color. Any color to your own preference. So London session rate, we anticipating price delivery at this 4-hour buy side liquidity. So you can go down to lower time frame. We have 15 minutes time frame. Down 15 minutes time frame. You can see that void. This is a void. It's a void. The week, this 2 o'clock, this rejection block there. It's a void. Are you seeing that gap there between this candle body and this candle here? This is a volume imbalance. 15 minutes volume imbalance. And 15 minutes volume imbalance. We annotate it. Note that volume imbalance. You can see a price delivery there by 2 a.m., which is the starting point for London session rate. They deliver inside the volume imbalance under 15 minutes. Watch the time frame there. The volume imbalance, you can see the rejection block. That's the long wick there. Then go lower time frame, 5 minutes. You can see the price action there in 5 minutes. We have a breaker here, over here. That's the little consolidation here. Then we have a fair value gap here. Then we're targeting this 4-hour buy side liquidity and the price delivery inside this CB up there. So we're looking at every last close candle to act as order block since we have a target above here, which is the 4-hour buy side liquidity. That's London session rate 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York time. That's our target here for the London session delivery. That's 15 minutes volume imbalance. Yeah, that's a volume imbalance. That's a 15 minutes volume imbalance. And we could see a rejection block there. By what time? By 2 a.m. The starting spooling point. And deliver inside an inefficiency with a volume imbalance. And 5 minutes, we have a fair value gap there. Have a fair value gap there. That's BC. Buy side inefficiency, sell side imbalance. This other block, last close candle there. Could check 1 minute. Use 1 minute time frame. Use 1 minute. Like to see price trade above, then this inefficiency here will turn to inversion. Start to turn to inversion. Have an inefficiency here too. This other block too. That's close candle. Has another block, other block, last close candle, the bearish last close candle there. That's our target. We'll be treating this CB as inversion fair value gap. That's 5 minutes. 5 minutes other block.
This is where Gorasi confronted this guy. He didn't get the first leg. Yes, now. This guy get this chances first leg. All of them in day. It's not that they were athletes. They played against a very
Yeah,
technical
you can lower that.
that we are busy taking their chances. We go shout, hey, Rafinha go reach there. Boom, they score. They come back again.
And lower the volume, please.
He just took his chances. Nobody can doubt him. He's not hope what I get. He's not what I one level. No read. Just the just we
Yeah,
just
can you
the
hear me?
and the best description. Wow. But I feel I carry ball they run. Lamin the record.
Yes, yes.
Lower the volume. Yeah, welcome. So we're going to treat every last bearish close candle as order block. Hope you can see the screen very clear. Is the last,
Yes, yes.
yeah, it's last close candle order block, and this too is the last close candle. You can see where price closed there, then open, the bearish candle close, then bullish candle open, then close above, trading above the opening of the bearish candle. And we are going to treat the bearish candle as order block, last close candle. That's the opening of that bearish candle. That's where you place it, your order block. You can see the rejection block. That's the rejection block at the order block there, that week. So you just have to exercise patience enough to wait for it to play out. Hope, hope your chart is with you. You are on your own chart too, but you have to annotate everything. You have to be following up from your own side. Measure out this 15 minutes volume imbalance. You annotate it on your own chart. Then the fair value gap BC on your own chart between this bearish candle low and the high of here. That's 5 minutes BC. Price is taking its time. So each, yeah, on 5 minutes, so each candle will open and close within 5 minutes time. So it's not something you will rush. You have to wait for for it to play out. That's why I need to develop the courage to have patience. Patience is a virtue. And when you have patience, you win both in life. As the other block main threshold, the 50% of the other block main threshold, that's 50% level. Secondary delivery inside the volume imbalance. That's a 15 minutes volume imbalance there. That's a volume imbalance. As a consequent encroachment of the volume imbalance. Now, if price trade and close below it, then we treat it as inversion. Partial entry here, institution on the flow trade there. Yes. A shade below the volume imbalance close. Here is a displacement, a change of structure, market shifting structure. So we're going to anticipate price delivery at this BC. Letting the other blocks, the PDR, have a displacement now over here. So BC. Taking the lows here, the liquidity resting below this range here. This is a consolidation between that high and this low here. It's a range. We have swept the lows there with candle body. This is the low of the body. This is the low of the candle of this range here. That's consolidation. Then this is a manipulation, the distribution. Taking out the lows there. We have an inefficiency here too. That's BC, buy side inefficiency, sell side imbalance between that candle body low and this wick here. Side inefficiency. That's an inefficiency. BC. buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Last close candle, other block. That's consolidation and manipulation, then distribution, taking the liquidity resting below here, below this consolidation here, the body will tell you the story, while the wick will do the damage. So you anticipate for a price reversal after expansion, that is distribution phase, taking at the low of a consolidation, the liquidity resting below the consolidation phase, which is here. This is the consolidation phase. You can see a price range, back and forth movement for this up movement there, then a distribution to come and swap the liquidity, the sell side liquidity below here. So we can anticipate for a reversal. You have a target up there. There's a breaker here. The up close candle, it's a breaker. A breaker block. as the up close candle there before a break above have a high, a low, the highest up close candle, the bullish candle there is a high, close above, then a low, yeah, before we got a higher high, taking out this previous high. That makes it a breaker. Price is going to take in time and play out. So you just have to have patience. You have in mind also you could be wrong sometimes. You understand? That's the game. You could be wrong sometimes. Then when such thing happen, you have to go back and see where you went wrong. Then you backtest and study the price action back. Then you move on. Not time to beat yourself up. Not every time you be right. You could be wrong sometimes. Price could go against you most times. You have that closing there. Put it as a other block. That's 5 minutes time frame. So you have patience. Each candle there is 5 minutes. Open and close. You have to have patience. Expect a reversal after price swept the low of a consolidation after a distribution phase, that expansion. So you expect a reversal. So buy side liquidity there. We like to see price close above here, then we treat this as other block, last close candle. Liquidity I will take is to seek sell side liquidity in swell. So it's going to seek for a buy side liquidity. We have buy side liquidity resting above there and also a liquidity here. This is a minor buy side liquidity. Above there. I would like to see price close above that high, the candle body high there. This high, I'd like to see price close above it.
mommy wrapped the Christmas presents up and stuck them under the tree and took some of them from me, cause daddy couldn't buy 'em. I'll never forget that Christmas. I sat up the whole night crying, cause daddy felt like a bum. See, daddy had a job, but his job was to keep the food on the table for you and mom. And at the time, every house that we lived in either kept getting broken into and robbed and shot up on the block. And your mom was saving money for you when it's hard, trying to start a piggy bank for you so you could go to college. Almost had $1,000 till someone broke in and stole it. And I know it was so bad it broke your mama's heart. And it seemed like everything was starting to fall apart. Mom and dad was arguing a lot, so mama moved back on the Thomas in a flat, one-bedroom apartment, and dad moved back to the other side of 8 Mile on Aurora. And that's when daddy went to California with his CD and met Dr. Dre. You and mama out to see me, but daddy had to work. You and mama had to leave me, then you started seeing daddy on the TV. Mama didn't like it, and you and Laney were too young to understand it. Papa was a Rolling Stone, mama developed a habit, and it all happened too fast for either one of us to grab it. I'm sorry you were there and had to witness it firsthand, cause all I ever wanted to do was just make you proud. Now I'm sitting in this empty house, just reminiscing, looking at your baby pictures. It just trips me out to see how much you both have grown. It's almost like your sister now. Wow, I guess it's pretty much all. Daddy's still here. Laney, I'm talking to you too. Daddy's still here. I like the sound of that shit. It's got a ring to it, don't it? Mama's only gone for the moment. Now, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Sleeping at a public bus, little lady. I told you, daddy's here to hold you through the night. I know mommy's right here right now. And you know why. We feel how we feel inside. It may seem a little crazy, pretty baby, but I promise, mama's gonna be alright. And if you ask me, daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird. I'm looking to the world. I'ma buy a diamond ring for you. I'ma sing for you. I'll do anything for you to see you smile. And if the mockingbird don't sing and your ring don't shine, I'ma break that birdie's neck. I go back to the jeweler who sold it to you and make him meet every carat. Don't do it, Dad. Yeah, I know sometimes things may not always make sense to you right now.
Notice the last up close candle there, the bullish candle there up there, and this is a little small consolidation. So once price trade above the high there, becomes a breaker with this little bullish candle there. Funny, I remember back one year when daddy had no money. Mommy wrapped the Christmas presents up and stuck them under the tree and took some of them from me, cause daddy couldn't buy 'em. I'll never forget that Christmas. I sat up the whole night crying, cause daddy felt like a bum. See, daddy had a job, but his job was to keep the food on the table for you and mom. And at the time, every house that we lived in either kept getting broken into and robbed and shot up on the block. And your mom was saving money for you when it's hard, trying to start a piggy bank for you so you could go to college. Almost had $1,000 till someone broke in and stole it. And I know it was so bad it broke your mama's heart. And it seemed like everything was starting to fall apart. Mom and dad was arguing a lot, so Check
mama moved
below
back on the
that.
Thomas in a flat,
So we're going to
one-bedroom
treat this
apartment.
last
And
close
dad moved back
candle
to
as
the other
other
side of
block
8
now.
Mile on Aurora. And that's when
The
daddy went to
bullish last close
California with
candle,
his CD and met
bullish
Dr.
last
Dre.
close
You
candle,
and mama
bullish
out to
last
see
close
me, but
candle.
daddy had to work.
Trading above the 15 minutes volume imbalance and 5 minutes BC. Note that outside the fair value gap, close outside the fair value gap. Look at the candle body. Close outside the fair value gap, outside this pulse. We like to see this last close candle to act as a that block. And now to treat this as an inversion. I want to see this bearish candle to serve as other block. This last close candle there to serve as other block, and we have an inversion here. So we have another inversion here right over here, and the 15 minutes volume imbalance. That's 15 minutes. And 15 minutes there. 5 minutes. Okay, 1 minute.
one of us to grab it. I'm sorry you were there and had to witness this firsthand, 'cause all I ever wanted to do was just make you proud. Now I'm sitting in this empty house, reminiscing, looking at the baby pictures that you took me out to see how much you both grown. It's almost like your sister now. Wow, I guess you pretty much are. Daddy's still here, leaning, I'm talking to you too. Daddy's still here. I like the sound of that shit. It's got a ring to it, don't it? Mama's only gone for the money. Crying about it. You got me? Haley, I know you miss your mom, and I know you miss your dad. When I'm gone, but I'm trying to give you the life that I never had. I can see it sad, even when you smile, even when you laugh. I can see it in your eyes. Deep inside, you wanna cry. You're scared. I ain't there. Daddy's with you in your prayers. Don't cry and wipe them tears. Daddy's here, no more nightmares. We gon' hold together through it. We gon' do it. Mania was crazy, ain't he? Yeah, but he loves you, girl, and you better know it. What all we got in this world? When it spins, when it swirls, when it whirls, when it
We
twirls.
can also anticipate this other bearish close candle there as other block. So we are looking at every last close bearish close candle as other block. We have a buy side, minor buy side liquidity here to be taken. So by the end of the day, so this is our target, the 4-hour minor buy side liquidity for today. But we target on this minor buy side liquidities here for the London session delivery. $15. Yeah, we trade above the 15 minutes consequent encroachment volume imbalance. Close above it there. You just have to have patience for price to play out. Once you are in a trade, just exercise patience, that's all. Let it go your direction. And then when you are in profit, you try to readjust your stop loss a little bit. Cut your losses short. That's how professionals do. Cut your losses short. Even if you go against you, but let your loss be short, cut it short. There's so much opportunities here to make money. So don't let one trade to make you feel no emotions here. Always cut your losses short and take partials. You lock in some profit. You're here to make money, you lock in some profit. It's better you make $1, $2 than you lose $10. You understand? So you cut your short it loss. That's how you grow. So with time you can go full pull. Everything in this industry is all about time, patience, yeah. Time, time. This high here, I would like to see price trade and close above this high. This high here, I'd like to see run above there, run above there, then close above. Then we treat it as a breaker, first breaker, first breaker there. Then taking this minor buy side liquidity. That will also a buy side liquidity resting above here. Alright, this is another block, last close candle there. So we anchor from the low here to the high. That's a 50%, the other block main threshold. Other block main threshold. Study all these price actions. Once we trade above it, then close above the main threshold. The main threshold becomes the support level. Now it's going to act as a resistance. You can see the price action on it here acting as a resistance. It's a major resistance here. So if price goes trade above it and close above it, that's you have price have violated the resistance. Then going to act as a support level. Note that. They have taken the buy side liquidity and shared above the order block when threshold. That's the 50% of this order block. The bullish last close candle, that's an order block. Price trading above it now acts as a support level. The 50% of it, that's order block mean threshold. We're targeting this buy side liquidity above here. That's the high of the order block. So the long wick, get the long wick 50%. That's the wick of the order block they are resting above the 50% of it. They've solved their purpose already. I'm going to treat this candle here as a breaker. I break above it, up close candle there is the highest up close candle. This is higher than this. So that's a breaker. The candle body. Breaker block. For future price delivery and future price purpose. Consider small fair value gap after a break of structure. That's a breakout. You anticipate and we see a fair value gap. That's what price will do. That's a fair value gap there. This is buy side inefficiency, sell side imbalance. Sorry. And get the 50% of this week here, this 1 week. You anchor from the high of that week to where the body close. To get the 50%, which serves as a major support or resistance too. That's where price delivered close, that's the candle body close at the 50% of this week. You have to note all these levels, all these key levels. As you want to tape read price action, this is how you tape read. You note all these levels and see what price is going to react on them when it comes to those key levels. I'm taking the buy side, so you can remove the buy side swap there. I want another buy side rating above. Then this week here, the 50% of this week above there. There's a 15 minutes volume imbalance. This consumer price is kind of slow, but we're still going to reach our forth to our target. That's why I need to exercise a whole lot of patience in this field. If you truly want this, you have to exercise patience. You have to sit down. You have to sit back there and wait for price to play out. You don't have to be in a hurry. You have to sit back and wait. Have patience, enough patience. You need it in this field. There's price action at the fair value gap there. Price action there. The body closed inside, it didn't close the outside there. You can see the fair value gap there. Let's try run up here. This fair value gap is going to push price now, going up there to take the buy side liquidity within above. You can anticipate this here fair value gap to be the 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock macro. You have a 3 to 4 o'clock macro, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. macro New York time. But during London session, during London session, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. macro, we're going to see before a liquidity. Where is the liquidity? We have the liquidity resting above there. Put that in. You can see the last close candle there as other block. That's the bearish last close candle acting as other block. Then this bearish close candle, this other block. You see where the last close candle close, the next close candle there. At the opening of that bearish candle, you see a rejection block there. This is the other block. You see a rejection block. This low, this higher low. You have the targets over there. The buy side liquidity resting above. Price kind of slow, but it's okay. That's trading. It will test your patience. How willing are you to wait for it to play out? My price kind of slow. Hmm. So this movement here for the reversal from down here to up there, yeah, we could have made money for the day with a lot of movement. We count how many pips there, how many pips. So you could have made money, made a lot of money depending on your account size. So if you content for that for this morning session, then we can wait for New York session. Okay, so thank you for watching. We're still going to hit our target. Going to hit our target. We have the 4 hour buy side liquidity for the day. Then this man buy side liquidity here above here. So you study all these levels, study all this level on your private time. I thank you for watching. Thank you for watching and be safe. Yeah, bye. See you next time.